Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Just give us a few minutes to make sure that all attendees are joining us, and we're gonna start our third webinar. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us in our third webinar session for the open water swimming. We would like to take you for a small journey just before we start our specific session on the open water. So, first, we'll be talking about a small overview of the Open Master Games, a little bit information of the registration, an overview of the open water swimming, and the venue where it's going to be held, a little bit about the sports guide, the rules and regulations, and then transportation and medical insurance, and followed by the Q&A session. So please, everyone, whoever has questions or concerns, leave it at the end of the session at the Q&A, and you can just type it on in the chat box, whatever you have in mind, just please have it there. And make sure that you keep it at the end so our presenters can focus in presenting the session, please. So, the Open Master Games was won by the UAE Abu Dhabi bid, and of course, it's under the patronage of His Highness Sheikh Diab bin Hamad bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the Deputy Chairman of the Presidential Court for Development and Martyrs, Families and Affairs, and the Chairman of the Higher Organizing Committee of the Open Master Games, Abu Dhabi. And of course, this initiative was driven by the vision and the mission that the leadership had to promote an active lifestyle, to foster inclusivity, and to drive the sustainable sports and tourism growth. And of course, the mission was to make sure that the UAE's community and global community actually to be more active in their life and to have a legacy of a healthier and connected communities. And just to talk more about the scale that is being reflected in this major event, we're going to have over 25,000 athletes participating from over 100 countries and nationalities, with more than 10,000 volunteers helping us to deliver this sporting event. And it will be across more than 20 venues, and of course it's going to be the most iconic venues in the UAE. So I'm sure that everyone's gonna enjoy, whether it was just to be as a viewer or to be as an athlete participating in these competitions. And this is just a list of what we have of sports enlisted in the Open Master Games. It's a total of 37 sports that includes six traditional sports. And of course, the traditional sports, it's only for demonstration and it's being held by the federations directly. So if you would like to just enjoy the show, you can join us in any of these traditional sports. And for the registration fees, for whoever did not register yet, uh, the fee for the international would be $150, and for the UE resident, 75. For the person with disabilities, $30. Coach and assistant coach, $75. Non-playing official, 75. UAE senior residents and citizens, $30. Family and supporter will be $50. And just to emphasize on this point, because this has never happened in previous Master Games, it was an initiative started by the leadership of Abu Dhabi, where they offered a 90% of the registration fee to be refunded on a cash card, which will be given to the athlete once they check in the designated welcome center. Small introduction just before I introduce my colleague. Athletes, once they do the check-in, it will be in a designated center, and they will receive their accreditation there, along with the welcome kit and the cash card, as I mentioned before. This can be used all over UAE and Abu Dhabi for whatever transactions that you need to do, whether it was entertainment, online transactions, or whatever. And of course, it will be followed with orientation specific for a specific sport that you enlisted in, and an introduction to just give you a broader view of the Master Games and the sports that you are participating in. And of course, the Welcome Center will be opened on the 16th of January onwards until the end of February. And I would like to introduce our senior sports manager, Vadim. He will be talking about the open water swimming, and he will give you an overview of this exciting sport. Vadim, please, the floor is yours now.
Thank you, Salah. Good evening, everyone, or good afternoon. It depends where you are. Welcome to Abu Dhabi once again. So the open water swimming event will be held on Qudariat Island. It's one of the new islands, and you guys will feel the warmth of the area. It's a nice calm area. So as I said, open water swimming events will be held there, and we will have the area which will be excuse me. In the same area, we'll have the athletes lounges and all necessary facilities to accommodate your needs. And the athletes lounge, you can enjoy yourself and wait till your race start, as well as there will be a registration point for all of you to get the numbers, etc. Competition days for the open water, it is just only one day, 7th of February, which is Saturday. We're going to start in the morning, early morning, to finish during the Sunday, and we might probably start at 7 o'clock in the morning, earliest. The event will be conducted in the line with the competition rules of the World Aquatics and the International Paralympic Committee and para swimming, or another otherwise specified in this document. Eligibility: if you are registered for an open water event, you may also enter up to 7 swimming events. In line with the sport-specific rules, an athlete must compete in the designated age group with their age determined as of December 31st, 2026. For example, if you are 39 during the games time but have turned 40 by the 31st of December, you'll compete in the age group category 40 to 44. Following events are offered for the open water swimming. This is 1.5 kilometers, 2.5 kilometers, and 5 kilometers for both genders, starting age category 25 plus till 100 plus. Here is the the layout of the the layout of the race course. We will plan to have 2 race courses, one for 1.5K event, and then one generic one, which is the total length will be 1.250 to accommodate to 2.5 kilometers and 4 kilometers. The start will be from the beach side. Here is the detailed information about the starting point, etc. The technical delegate will be announced in the final version of the guide. We'll try to do our best and announce it earlier by 1st of December. The technical delegate will oversee the implementation of all sport-specific rules and requirements at the games. As you all know, for the open water swimming events, it's not allowed to have any jewelry, and long nails not allowed as well. Wetsuits are not permitted in the open water swimming competitions in the water with temperature 18 degrees Celsius and above, except when conditions are hazardous for the competitors. The chief referee and the technical delegate may, upon recommendation from the safety officer and medical officer, declare wetsuits as mandatory in the temperature up to 20 degrees Celsius. Wetsuits shall completely cover torso, back, and thighs. They shall not extend beyond the neck, wrists, and ankles. The body parts after the shoulder and or below the hip do not necessarily need to be covered. The final version of the competition guide will be released, as I mentioned, by the 1st of December, and important information you may as well as the competition schedule will be available by that time. And at the same time, I will tell you that if you have any queries, you may need any additional information, please do not hesitate us and send it by email, sports@omgat2026.e. And the final information of the competition guide will contain information of accreditation, games transplantation system, venue details, final daily competition schedule, events, dates, and time, and appointed technical delegate.
Thank you so
As
much,
I
Vadim.
mentioned before, we provide shuttle buses from our main venue, which is ADNEC, Abu Dhabi National Exhibition Center, to all competition venues. As we're still finalizing the schedule and shuttle routes, the final information will be published in November. I would say by 1st of December. And here is the route of the transportation, how it's going to be from the ADNEC to the Kudariat Island. It takes around maximum 20 minutes go there. As I mentioned before, the transportation schedule will be provided and communicated to you on the later stage.
Thank you, Vadim, for this concise presentation. We appreciate your time. I hope everyone enjoyed this short presentation about the open water swimming. We would also like you to visit this link in case you wanted to explore Abu Dhabi, have an experience in UAE, you want to have some tourism packages. You can visit this link and you can choose whatever you would like to visit or explore. And it can be during the games, before or after. And of course, it is a mandatory thing to have medical insurance in the UAE, especially if you are participating in a sports event here. And of course, we don't expect everyone to have that, especially the international participants, which is why we have worked with our partners to have this medical insurance provided for whoever needs. So, if you would like to obtain this insurance, you can visit damaninsurance.ae, navigate through the website, and you will find a thiqa coverage there, and you can apply it for it directly. It will be covering the coverage period would be between the 6th of February until the 15th of February. And the fees would be for the 40 to 60 years old, 86 dirhams, and for the 61 years old and above, 215. So please, whoever needs to apply for it, you can do so from now or just before the games. Just make sure that you have it. It is mandatory for everyone to has medical insurance. And now I would like to open the floor for the questions and answers. So if you have any concerns and questions, like I said before, direct it in the chat box, and our colleagues here will help in answering these questions. We'll give it one more minute and we'll end the Q&A session and then we'll tell you what you can do afterwards. So please ask your questions before we end the Q&A session. Thank you everyone for joining us in this session, and this is where we're gonna end the Q&A. If anyone still has some questions or concerns, please direct it to our email account, which is sports@omgod2026.ae. Please, if you have anything else, put your questions there and we'll answer it accordingly. Also, please follow our social media just to make sure that you're up to date and you have our newsletter. And always make sure that you're following us just so you'll always know what's happening next. And thank you so much for joining us and hope to see you in the next one.